Welcome back, everybody. Today we have a question here presented to you. It is a parallelogram. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these line segments parallel. Opposite segments in a parallelogram are always given as parallel. So since this was provided to us as a parallelogram, we're looking to solve for x and y. If we have two variables, then we're going to want to come up with two equations. Now, if this is a parallelogram, and if we think about some of the things we've seen with angle relationships thus far, we could extend these lines just a little bit. And what we're looking at, if we do that, is a grid that we've grown a bit accustomed to, a pair of parallel lines that intersect each other. Gives us this grid that we've seen before to try to pick out some angle relationships. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the angle relationships we're aware of to set up some equations. We need two of them to solve for x and y. I know that this angle and this angle are same side interior angles because they are on the same side of that top transversal and they are within these parallel lines. We're going to take those same side interior angles, we're going to sum them to 180 degrees, so 7x plus 5. On the right here, with this transversal, another set of same side interior angles. So let's go ahead and set that up. We're going to call this equation right here, equation number 1. We're going to call this equation number 2 so we can keep track as we simplify. So I'm going to put a line here. Let's simplify these equations and get them ready. All right, so we've established our two equations here. We are ready to pick either substitution or elimination. And just thinking about getting equations ready, I noticed that substitution here would not be ideal to start based on what I'm looking at. Elimination is going to require me, if I leave the equations as is, to multiply both top and bottom by a value, which we certainly can do. We have the use of calculators. We also, if you wanted to take this route, you could divide this entire equation by 4 to simplify it a little bit and see if we can come up with an easier way. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take this equation on the bottom and we're going to divide it by 4. We find that y is equal to 10. This is excellent. So now all we have left to do to solve for x and y in this case is to take the y variable, plug it into maybe the easiest equation we could find, and solve for x. So we have a solution of 4, 10. What we absolutely should do is we should take our two values, plug them into these angles, and make sure the relationships make sense. These two angles should sum to 180. These two angles should sum to 180. So let's go ahead and plug these values in to make sure all these angles make sense. We're going to plug 4 and y into here to get 130 degrees. We're going to plug 4 and 10 into this piece here to see what we get, and we get 50 degrees. So far, so good. Let's just plug into the last one to make sure, and we in fact get 130 degrees when we plug our 4 and our 10 into x and y. We have 180 degrees here. We have 180 degrees here on this transversal. We have our supplementary same sides, and we are good to go. All right, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.